RISAFoundation utilizes a comprehensive set of modeling tools for the simple creation of a variety of foundation elements. Model foundation elements such as grade beams, retaining walls, spread and combined footings, piles, and mat slabs. In this video, we'll demonstrate how to model piles and pile caps in RISAFoundation. So let's go ahead and get started. We're starting out with the model that came in from Risa 3D. There's joint reactions here, and I've laid out a slab already. You can see my slab and pedestals in the isometric view, and on this portion of this model, we're going to be doing pile caps. So piles will be going underneath the slab, so starting out, let's look at the pile definition spreadsheet. I'm going to open that up on the data entry toolbar, and we can see that in here, we have all of the information on the geometry of this pile. So we have a pile 1 or a pile 2. We can create an additional pile just by pressing enter. We'll use this first pile. It's a round pile. We're going to tell the geometry, which is 12 inches in diameter. The pile embedment is going to be 4 inches, and that's fine. So a pile is a boundary condition, so we're going to have to define the capacity of the tension, compression, and shear, as well as the stiffness of this boundary. So you could be rigid, or we could give this a spring constant right there. For this pile, we have rigid for our compressive and our shear, and we're going to leave our tensile as 0. Now we're going to lay out piles underneath this slab. So to put piles in, you're just going to go to our Draw Elements section in our Home ribbon tab. In the properties, we'll tell the program the pile definition we will use. So in this case, it'll be that first pile there. And I can just quickly click on the grid intersection, or I can box at grid intersections and we'll get piles at those locations. Now once I've laid out those piles, what we can do is look at the isometric view and see that those right there on the slab. I'm going to get back to my rendered view again. So the loads are coming in from the top of the slab, and we have some pedestals above that, and then the piles are what is going to be supporting the slab from below. But the joint reactions over here, what we're going to do in that case is we're going to lay out pile caps. Now pile caps are just going to be a collection of different piles with a cap situation. So again, we have to tell the program some of the information, this time in the pile cap definition spreadsheet. In the pile cap tab, first is the minimum and maximum steel. We're going to tell the program that the material, we're going to say maybe 4,000 normal weight concrete. So we'll have to tell the program what type of reinforcement to be using as well. So if I go to our design rules and open up the triple dots here, we'll see in here there's a footing and a pile cap tabs. We can do top bars and bottom bars, telling the program to use number 6s for top and bottom. Back in the spreadsheet, if there's any overburden, you can put that value in right here. The geometry of this pile tab can be defined. There are some preset definitions for the piles. The pile configuration presets in RISAFoundation are coming from the CRSI design manual. If you want to know more about these pile presets in RISAFoundation, you can visit our help file by clicking the F1 key in the program. Clicking the triple dots here, we're going to tell the program 3 piles, and then we will want to tell the program this is the spacing factor and the edge distance, as well as what type of pile to be using. So we're using the same number 1 pile that we used previously. The cap thickness would be something we would need to tell it with 24 should be okay. And we can reduce the capacities of the axial and the shear there for the pile if we needed to. So what we'll also go to take a look at is the pedestal right now. Our pedestal on this pile is going to be 12 inches, but let's make it 18 inches in height. So I can close this window and we see this definition values are now populated in the spreadsheet. You could also directly enter the values here in the spreadsheet without having to open the previous graphical window. With all that defined, what we can do is go ahead and lay out our pile cap again by going to the Draw Elements in our Home ribbon tab. And we're going to click on the pile cap this time. Using the pile cap tool, and I can click to select those two nodes we were reviewing earlier. Now I look at this in the isometric view and I can see that there's pile caps located there at those two nodes with my 3 piles that we indicated previously. So what we'll do now is just run the solution. So I'm going to solve the different load combinations we've already created. So under the results, you have some pile cap results. Let's take a look at that first spreadsheet giving us all of the information on the pile checks. It tells us the information on the unity checks, gives us our punching shear, gives us a breakdown of the geometry, as well as gives us the steel reinforcement. We also have the pedestal steel. The cap forces tell us a little bit more information about what's happening in the pile and then pedestal. Now that's the spreadsheet format, which is great for reports, but I like also to view the detailed report. So I'm going to click on the detail report for my current item, and this gives us a really nice graphical view. So it tells us exactly what the layout of this pile cap looks like, and we can see the pedestal on top right there, and it gives us the reinforcement diagrams for this element as well. As I scroll, I can see the geometry, and this is very similar to a footing detail report. We also have the code checks as we saw in our spreadsheet format. We get our punching shear for not only the pedestal, but also for the piles. Pile caps are also going to give one-way deep beam shear checks. So we can see that results of that shear check, and then we can get our pedestal design. But for the piles themselves, the results here are going to be under the pile results. To get the reinforcement in the slabs, this is just like any other slab that we're modeling in RISAFoundation. You can do so by adding design strips onto the slab. For more information on how to model design strips, you can see one of our other videos on our website, risa.com. If you can't use a pile cap, applying individual piles helps you do that more manually and in different situations. But you can get results for the reinforcement in both situations, whether you're using a slab versus using a pile cap. At this point, we've completed the design analysis of our piles and pile cap. For more information on other topics, please visit our website, risa.com.